Hey y'all, WackyWormer here with episode 3 of my HermitPack single player playthrough. In last episode you saw where we finished up some tinker stuff. We got the smeltery up and running and we upgraded our stone pickaxe into an iron pickaxe. In this episode we're going to make a new tinker's tool, one that wasn't even available to us at the end of last session. And in order to make it available to us, first we're going to need to craft this tool forge. So if I look over here in JEI, since I've already crafted mine, to show you the recipe, it's 4 blocks of metal. That's what each of these recipes here is, just representing a different type of metal block. Then you have your 3 seared stone across the top, and then finally your old tool station right in the middle. And you can go ahead and use up your old tool station. This completely replaces it and adds some additional functionality on top of it. And that gets you your tool forge. So fairly expensive, but it's definitely worth it. You can see we have some new options here as far as the tools and weapons we can make. For example, we have the hammer, which allows us to mine blocks in a 3x3 area. You have an excavator, which does the same for diggable tiles, so like dirt, sand, and gravel. You have the lumber axe, which allows you to chop a whole tree down just by chopping the base block of the tree. A scythe, which allows you to harvest tons and tons of leaves and grass and crops and everything all at once. And then for a couple of weapons, we have the cleaver, which allows you to harvest the heads of mobs like creepers, zombies, and skeletons. And the shuriken, I guess that's how you pronounce that, which is a ranged thrown weapon. And I've never actually made one, but it seems pretty awesome, so we'll probably make one and test it out and have some fun with it. I'm actually going to go ahead and craft a stone hammer today. And stone's, not a great material. It's a good starter material for sure, but I don't want to get locked into repairing this hammer with iron and having to spend up tons of my iron resources for this hammer just yet. I mean, in the later game that'll be fine, but for right now the main use for this thing is just going to be digging out areas in our mining tunnels and hollowing out new rooms for machines and stuff that we're building. So I'm going to stick with a stone pattern. I've gone ahead and taken a hammerhead pattern here. And you'll notice that for these materials, or for these patterns, the material cost is 8. That means this is going to take 8 stone blocks to craft. It also means if I were to make it out of iron or a metal in the smeltery, it would take 8 ingots worth of material. So these upgraded tools are very expensive, and that's why I'm making it out of stone. So I've already got the hammerhead pattern. We pop back over here to the tool forge. Notice that I will need a tough tool rod, which is a different pattern from the tool rod. And I'm also going to need 2 large plates. So back to the stencil table, I believe this is the tough tool rod pattern. You'll notice this has a material cost of 3, so that's more expensive as well. And then finally, the plates. They also have a material cost of 8. So this is a very expensive hammer, but it's going to be well worth it. So now we're going to come over here to the part builder. I've already got a little bit of stone in there. Let's go ahead and grab our 2 stone plates. Let's grab our stone hammerhead, and then for the tough tool rod, I'm actually going to use wood for that material. Because stone, if you look up in the manual there, stone decreases your durability. It has a less than 1 durability multiplier, whereas wood has a 1 durability modifier of 1. You can actually see that here. So stone has a durability modifier of 0.5, wood has a durability modifier of 1. So it's much better material for handles. There are much better materials than wood, but this one isn't so bad. I'm going to shift click everything up, and then we have our stone hammer. I'm clumsy with it. That's fine. I'll get better. But it's a very nice tool to have. And so I can actually show you here. You can see it highlights blocks in a 3x3 area, and then I can go in, and this will make it nice and easy for replacing my ceiling. And also nice and easy for digging out new areas for rooms, machines, things like that. Alright, so now we're going to get started with Mekanism. We're going to go ahead and make our first Mekanism generator, and if we take a look in JEI here, the generator we're going to be making is a heat generator located right here. 3 iron ingots on top, planks on either side, an osmium ingot in the middle. Remember, this is the ore that Mekanism adds, osmium ore, and I've harvested a decent amount of it. And then 2 copper ingots on bottom with a furnace. And luckily I have exactly 2 copper ingots. I have some osmium that I've already smelted, have some iron in there. We should be good to go. So let's go ahead and craft that furnace first. We'll throw some iron ingots in there. We need some planks. And now if we move the items up into the crafting grid, we have everything for our heat generator. And we're going to go ahead and plop this down. We can put it right up under there. So this is basically a combustion generator. If you're familiar with, actually in Ender.io it's the Stirling generator, that's it. It's going to take any burnable materials and it's going to fill up. It's going to look like a lava tank here almost as it fills up, and it's going to convert all of that fuel into RF. So you can see that 1 block of wood got us 421 RF, 422 might as well say. So it's a good starter one. There's much better engines out there, but that's a good start. The next thing we need to make is an enriching machine. Enrichment Chamber is what it's called. So we're going to need these materials right here. We need a steel casing, which we're going to need steel for. That's odd. Anyways, we're also going to need these basic control circuits. To make these, we're going to need the Metallurgic Infuser. Now, this is a machine that we're going to need to make before we're able to make the Enrichment Chamber. So let's look up the Metallurgic Infuser. Okay, so to craft the Metallurgic Infuser, we're going to need a few materials here. We're going to need a couple of furnaces. And then we're just going to need some redstone, like so. 1 osmium ingot right there in the center, furnaces on top and bottom, and then iron in the corners. I would show you this in JEI, but it's crashing when I search ME in the hotbar down there. Probably due to Applied Energistics 2, I'm guessing. That's the price you pay for going with beta builds, which is fine. So you'll notice that I've plopped this guy down and immediately that energy transferred over to this machine. All machines are going to fill up with energy because they're downhill from the generators. Energy is going to flow as far downhill as it can, and so that's what it did here. This is going to be necessary for the circuit pieces. I should be able to search Crusher. No, it was Enrichment. That's what it was, Enrichment Chamber. We're going to need redstone as our infusing material, and then osmium as our base material in order to get these circuit controls here. And then to make steel, I'm not sure, it's not showing it up there, but basically we're going to infuse iron ingots with coal or charcoal. So pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and get all that done. It's going to take a little while because we're going to have to pump that generator full of material. Probably put a lot of sticks in there. That seems like it would be pretty efficient, I think. But I'm going to get all this done, and you see here you get this lava visual aid here, and that's going to be converting to energy, which is going to flow downhill and fill up this machine. Now that it's full, we're going to slowly fill up here, which is cool. So I'm going to go get those parts made up, and then I'll see you then. Alright, so over here at the Metallurgic Infuser, I've infused redstone with osmium to craft up these 2 basic control circuits here. And then I've also infused charcoal into iron, and you have to do this process twice over to get the steel dust. So carbon here, which is from charcoal or coal, iron here, and then it's going to output enriched iron. You're going to have to take that enriched iron, put it right back in here with more carbon, do it again, and you'll get steel dust. And then you come over here and smelt your steel dust, and you get steel ingots. I'm also going to need some glass, 4 pieces. So I'm going to need an osmium ingot there, and not iron, steel. Don't remember if it's the corners or the centers. Might have to adjust this. Nope, that's it, steel casing. And then let's see what else we need. We've got the rest of that, so let's just move that over, and that gives us our enrichment chamber. Now, in order to use this, because I haven't constructed any pipes or anything yet, I would have to move this infuser out, and I'm going to do just that. Just for right now, just so we can see everything kind of in action. So I'm going to pump some energy in here, and then if I take some ore, which I should have here, throw it in. I'm going to need a lot more energy, but you can see that I'm going to get double the output as soon as this pops out. So 1 iron ore gets me 2 iron dust. So now we've got ore doubling through Mekanism. It's a very expensive process for the time being. It's going to take a lot of energy to get this heat generator going, but there's a much better process, and we're going to get into that next episode. So if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you have criticism, feedback, all that kind of stuff, leave it in the comment section below, and I will see y'all next time.